Had no dignity. That's what I was missing. There was no dignity. It just looked like a man desperate for attention. And whenever DeSantis was scoring points on him, he would interrupt over and over to try to talk over the points as just a, that's like a middle school debate tactic, which is pathetic and not.
When Gavin Newsom tried to spar with Megyn Kelly, what followed wasn't a debate, was a demolition derby. California's king of hair gel waltzed in overconfident only to get hit with a verbal sledgehammer. Megyn came locked and loaded with facts, fire, and just enough attitude to make a real housewife take notes. This wasn't a take, it was a Newsom napalm roast, sizzling with extra heat. By the end, Gavin probably wished he'd skipped the whole thing and stuck to his French laundry dinners instead.
Somewhat obsequious, to be honest with you. I mean, it's very strange because when you listen to him, you would think like he's a moderate, but he's not. On the trans stuff and virtually every other subject, he is as radical as they come. He is another.
Before we dive in, smash that like button and hit subscribe. You don't want to miss this. Gavin Newsom struts onto the stage like California's most overhyped influencer, grinning as if he just saved a puppy from traffic. Meanwhile, he's the reason the whole neighborhood's on fire. He's less a leader and more a lab experiment in polished disappointment. Custom suits, blinding veneers, hair so slick it should come with an oil spill, warning and not a clue in sight. Give him a map, a compass, and a Sherpa, and he'd still march the state straight into a blazing dumpster stuffed with Whole Foods receipts and broken climate pledges.
That's so fun. Gavin, a simple Google search about yourself will serve you well before you make these sweeping claims. But on the same dishonest, disingenuous front, he tried to act like he's the reasonable one on the trans and the children issue, Eliana, which is a lie.
Megyn Kelly didn't just call him out, she vaporized him. Not with a shouting match, but with the quiet precision of someone who's had to endure one too many Newsom pressers, where he beams like a ventriloquist's dummy, stuck on repeat. We're making progress. Meanwhile, he's stepping over an entire tent city as if it's just part of the backdrop.
I don't think Gavin Newsom is the great white hope of the Democratic Party. I really don't. I don't see it happening. Am I wrong? I realize he's got the widow's peak. That's in his favor. He's got the gravelly voice. I don't think I thought Bashir could do it because he's a blue governor in a red state, Kentucky. But the more I listen to him, the more I'm like, he can't do it.
Let's talk about the California dream, Gavin's favorite bedtime story. Under his watch, that dream now shows up with an eviction notice and a complimentary side of fentanyl, homelessness, high crime, through the ceiling, gas prices. So brutal you'd need to auction off a kidney on Etsy just to top off your tank. And while all that's burning down, Gavin's busy jetting to red states, bragging about how perfect life is back home. That's like your plumber flooding your house. Then, giving a TED Talk on water conservation.
To start this, and the reason he's smart to start it is because he has no muscles, Emily. None. He's a sinewy little weakling when it comes to arguing any of these issues, especially cultural issues, because he, like all liberals,
he governs like a washed-up motivational speaker, overflowing with buzzwords, empty on results. To Gavin, everything is bold, historic, or transformational, which usually translates to collapsing in real time. But hey, the lighting is flawless. He's perfected the art of high-gloss failure where the state is falling apart. But at least it's falling apart in stunning 4K.
Maybe as a people pleaser, a vintage politician, when he gets across from these are our war fighters. And truly, like the three I mentioned, these are war fighters in a way, rhetorical war. He feels the need to get their approval. That's how it feels. And he's getting excoriated by the left-wing press as a result. It's actually kind of amusing. We put together a budded soundbite. Take a listen here.
I thought that was one of the most inauthentic.
Public safety in California. Feels like a chooser on adventure, where every option ends in a robbery. Crime is so routine, it could start selling murder. Meanwhile, Gavin's too busy adjusting his cufflinks to notice stores locking up toothpaste, like it's classified intel. This isn't Reform It, an open audition for Grand Theft Auto. San Francisco. His homelessness strategy. Pour billions into programs that somehow multiply tents, leaving California with more TARP per capita than Amazon has cardboard boxes. A stroll through LA means dodging encampments while a Newsom campaign flyer drifts by, promising the same solutions he's already failed to deliver 3 fiscal years running. On housing, he talks big about affordability, but delivers nothing beyond recycled sound bites. Education. Another disaster. California's public schools have become overpriced holding cells stocked with outdated textbooks and burned-out teachers. And when all else fails, Gavin slaps on a shiny diversity initiative and calls it Progressby, because nothing says student success like prepping kids to file for unemployment before they've even graduated.
Is as radical as they come. Only Minnesota under Tim Walz is more radical, which to his credit, because Bill Maher is on the right side on this issue, meaning correct side, he did raise with Gavin Newsom, who then wiggled and wormed, and which was typical in the interview, did not accept.
When the pandemic hit, Gavin's hypocrisy went full Olympic gymnastics. Lockdowns were for everyone, except, of course, his exclusive indoor dinners with Napa Valley's elite. Full businesses were sealed tighter than Fort Knox, but Gavin's social calendar stayed wide open. His COVID briefings played out like a Netflix villain's final monologue, right before detonating the self-destruct button. His strategy was pure jazz, lots of improv, zero structure, and nobody had a clue what the next note was. Parents begged for schools to reopen. Businesses crumbled, and Gavin was busy filming PSA videos where he whispered about togetherness while his wine cellar added 2 new shelves. And don't you dare question him. Handles criticism the way your Wi-Fi handles Zoom calls. He freezes, buffers, then blames somebody else. Ask about homelessness. He blames mental health. Ask about mental health. He blames housing. Ask about housing. Suddenly, he's flashing charts about electric cars and handing out hugs. He
is down on the populace with his emergency, what is it called? We still are under an emergency act of some type since the beginning. It's ridiculous. And he comes down on all of us, and then his kids, he closes the schools, caves to the unions, his kids stay in school. He goes out to restaurants in indoor environments with his peers, no masks. He does whatever the hell he wants. This hypocrisy is what's going to get him. That's the part that we in California see.